Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a very extensive look at the Creepshow art drama and how Twitter discovered that she attempted to reach out to Gabbie Hanna. We will also discuss some updates about Colleen Ballinger as well as go over Anna Campbell's recent TikToks. But before we even get into it, you guys, this video is sponsored. Yeah, you heard that right. It's sponsored by Scentbird. They sent me these 3 perfumes to try out. If you don't know, Scentbird is a perfume subscription service. You only pay $16 a month and they send you one, they say trial size perfume per month, but look at this. This is huge. This is so big. The whole point is that they have all these amazing, really expensive brands. So if you're one to want to try out all these different brands, but you don't want to break the bank and buy a perfume for $200 every single month, you can just subscribe to Scentbird and you get to choose from over 600 different brands. It's crazy. And I wish I had discovered this earlier. What the f. And it's also just really luxurious. It just makes me feel good. Okay, I'm a Taurus, I like nice things, and this just makes me feel really bougie. I just want to put in my purse, or put one in my car. I totaled my car actually. There's a story time coming of that soon. But they're also not that small. They're not like those perfumes that you get from Sephora that are this little no fam. This is gonna last you the entire month. That's the whole point. They want you to be able to try it out for an entire month. And they also come with these little cards. I actually really like this one. It's called Exit the King by Etat Libre d'Orange. I'm sorry if you're French and that was terrible. But my favorite was this Oscar de la Renta one. It's called Alibi. And you guys, I looked these up and they're $150 for the full size. You guys can use my coupon code for 30% off. It's gonna be linked down below and somewhere on here on this page. So just get it. It's a steal. Usually I like to low-key walk through my perfume, but I don't feel like getting up. Oh shit, did I just spray my microphone? Oh, by the way, for all y'all haters being your audio is trash, I listened and I bought a microphone. So yeah, you can get your first box for $11 a month if you use my coupon code. Please, please, please use my coupon code. And yeah, thanks so much to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Please send me more. I love these. I love these so much. Okay, now on to your regular dose of tea or whatever this video is gonna be. Alright, so let's get into it. I haven't talked about Creepshow art on my channel before, so to understand the context of what's going on now, I'm going to do a deep dive first so you can really see what kind of a person Creepshow art truly is. There is so much to the backstory. It's seriously a lot. Buckle up, there's going to be a lot of twists. Creepshow art, aka Shannon Campbell, is an art commentary YouTuber. She covers current events and topics, specifically internet drama, while also doing digital speed paints. Creepshow art was exposed recently for a slew of awful things she posted on lolcow. If you didn't know, lolcow is a famously toxic forum that originated from 4chan. Their website description states that it is a place to quote-unquote anonymously share juicy gossip and candid opinions about foolish and bizarre people, also known as lolcows. Shannon was a very frequent user of lolcow and anonymously posted pretending to be random people, often promoting her YouTube channel and even criticizing herself to cause controversy. She also made a series of disturbing posts on several content creators, this allegedly including racist, transphobic, and ableist language. While anonymously calling people the T-slur, she had the audacity to also release a video on her channel in honor of Pride Month. That's honestly just so gross. An example of her doxing someone is when she did it to her own sister because she was upset with her while she was literally in the hospital, no less. Shannon was finally exposed by a moderator because she violated several of lolcow's rules, which states that moderators can revoke your anonymity if you attempt to deceive them. The forum's rules also ban self-promotion, harassment, and doxing, all of which Shannon heavily took part in. The moderator identified about 300 posts made by Shannon ranging from 2018 to 2021. After she was exposed, Shannon was very quick to deny these claims. Of course, she took to the YouTube community page and stated that the person running the lolcow account was someone who had allegedly stalked her for 8 years. She stated that they quote-unquote spoofed her IP address and that it wasn't really her who made up all the problematic posts, which, side note, isn't even possible to do, and it's not even how the admins identified her. Apparently, her posts came from several several IPs, but what tied them all together and confirms that it was indeed her was that all of them had the same cookies, aka the same browser, which undoubtedly proved it was her. Sticking to her obviously made up story, she also states, "I completely understand if no one believes me. I understand if I lose friends over this. This has been going on for nearly half of my life and I'm tired of it. I'm going to be keeping the rest of this offline where it belongs, so if you have questions, I'm sorry, I'm not answering them." This gets so much better when I tell you that not only did she make up the fact that she had a stalker, but it was actually her who was stalking someone else for years. Enter Emily Artful.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily.
Emily Artful is also a art commentary YouTuber who really pioneered the genre. She began making videos that she called sketchbook story times, where she could draw and paint while talking about personal story times or life advice. Disclaimer guys, for this next part, I am briefly going to be mentioning triggering topics such as drug abuse and rape. Emily used to date Shannon's now husband, Anthony. He was horribly abusive towards Emily, who was addicted to drugs at the time. He often took advantage of this, and when she was passed out on heroin, he would rape her, which she has hazy memories of. They broke up because he was jealous of her literally just hanging out with her friends. After their breakup, Anthony went on a date with Shannon and the relationship began. At this time, Emily didn't know that they began dating or even who Shannon was, but soon after they started dating, they both began to stalk Emily. The two hacked into Emily's Facebook and through her messages were able to get nude images of Emily when she was underage, and they would use these for years to attempt to blackmail her. Emily noticed when she started her YouTube channel that she began getting negative comments from sock puppet accounts. If you didn't know, a sock puppet account is a fake account created to hide the identity of the original user. They often have no content or followers, so they're just fairly easy to spot. These sock puppet accounts followed Emily onto all of her social media over the next few years, continuously harassing her.
For many years, I had no idea who this person was. I had speculations, but they were pretty far off. And because of that, I had to endure that abuse. I went to the police. I was turned away. I spoke to an attorney. They told me it's not going to be worth it taking it to court. I even went as far as hiring a private investigator for a short period of time, and he said the same thing. The PI and the attorney advised me that I needed to start taking screenshots of everything that I could and keeping track of what was happening to me.
Fast forward to when Shannon started her own YouTube channel, she literally stole the name Sketchbook Storytime and started doing the exact same thing as Emily. She even copied some of her art techniques. Side notes, she also eventually copied how Emily dyed her hair. She also dyed her hair half orange and half black, even down to having the same colors on the same side. It's obvious that Shannon had a weird obsession with her. Anyway, Emily contacted her, still not knowing who Shannon was, and politely asked if she would stop using the name. Shannon agreed, but after this interaction, the sock puppet accounts harassing Emily multiplied and worsened. Emily then received threats from an anonymous stalker who literally came to Emily's town and began to threaten to find her and hurt her children. Emily was able to track the IP of her stalker after sending a link in which they clicked on that, and that revealed their location, which just so happened to also be where Shannon and Anthony lived. Oh my god. After discovering this, Emily knew Shannon was dating Anthony and that she was involved with all of this. Emily confronted Shannon and asked her if she was involved in stalking her and told her that she was going to the authorities. Shannon, of course, denies everything and tries to blame it on a mutual friend of Anthony and Emily's. There's even literal proof of Shannon using sock puppet accounts to cyberstalk Emily, and in the corner of her screen in her TikTok, you can see that she's clearly using one. After all of this happens, Shannon makes a video and posts it on her Creepshow art channel about her stalker, who she named Amy. The details mirrored exactly what Emily was going through. Shannon claims that for the past 8 years, she was being stalked by a former friend who knew intimate details about her life and had access to nude pictures of her from when she was 15 and was using them to blackmail her. Like, what? My heart really goes out to Emily for having to deal with this insane amount of harassment and abuse. I wanted to focus on her story because she received the worst of Shannon's wrath. If you want to know the full extent and details of what Shannon put Emily through, Emily uploaded a 2-hour-long video covering everything. But don't get me wrong, Shannon has hurt so many others as well. Usually videos covering Creepshow art are all 30 minutes to an hour long. There's just so many horrible things that this girl has done. So now that you know what kind of a person Creepshow art is, let's talk about what recently happened on Twitter regarding her and Gabbie Hanna. It all began with Ashley Lilly, former friend of Creepshow, tweeting, "Plot twist, I've seen some of Gabbie's series before it came out because Creepshow was leaking it to all of us talking about how crazy it was." She later followed it up with this tweet saying, "Ha ha ha, wait, so you're telling me Creepshow Art ignored all of us trying to contact her and changed her number after she got cancelled, then texted Gabbie Hanna, of all people, off her new number to try and slander RTG? That's absolutely rich." RTG is a YouTuber called Ready to Glare and is, surprise, also a former friend of Shannon. She recently put out a video sharing her story and what Shannon put her through. A clip of the podcast, Half Baked, started circulating on Twitter backing all of this up.
Oh god, do you want me to leak something on this podcast that I shouldn't leak?
Obviously.
Go for it.
I can't say what YouTuber it is, but I really, you know what? There's not really a way I can get around it. I don't really care.
Just do it. Just go.
Maybe we'll cut it later, but like fucking Gabbie Hanna told me that in Creepshow Art just hit her up a couple days ago from a random phone number or whatever and said, "You need to make a video on Ready to Glare."
Whoa.
Because Ready to Glare like disowned her publicly. So apparently she's such a psycho bitch. She's still trying to get even behind the scenes.
Dude, I just
That's the rumor.
yeah.
I don't know.
So Creepshow literally reached out to Gabbie to try to get her to make an episode of her series about Ready to Glare. This is very strange because, as we all know, Gabbie isn't being portrayed in the best light right now, and that's putting it very lightly. This just proves how desperate Shannon is to drag people down with her after she experienced one of the biggest YouTube cancellations of all time, like literally Shane Dawson level. While I'm unsure about how close Gabbie and Creepshow Art actually are, all I know is that they definitely deserve each other. Like, they definitely put out the same vibes. We will just let them continue to be canceled together. Now, moving on to Colleen. In my last video, I covered the insensitive comments she made on her podcast pertaining to IVF and how she has quickly since come out with an apology that she put on the end of a recent vlog.
I said something in my podcast this week that was extremely insensitive and stupid, and I should have never said it.
So when you take the babies out
for a stroll, people are
going
going
to
to
ask
be
you,
like,
"You broken?" I'm just kidding. No one's broken if they can't do that.
no, but you know, yeah.
So obviously that is not a funny joke. It's not a joke at all. It was extremely insensitive and stupid of me to say. First, I just want to say I in no way think that anyone who struggles with infertility or getting pregnant is broken or there's something wrong with them. That is the furthest thing from my mind. I even say in the podcast right before I make that dumb joke how incredible those people are and how I am of them.
Following this, another clip was recently dug up of her and her best friend Corey, again joking about IVF.
This is my baby. She's made of bleached flour.
Bleach?
Yeah, she's fake as because if this baby's gonna be real, it's gonna be fake because it's gonna be made in a petri dish.
Oh, that's true, because we are not going to be doing any of that.
I'm curious to know what you guys think on this. Does Colleen deserve to be canceled for this, or do you think we should focus our attention on other more problematic YouTubers such as Creepshow Art? Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm genuinely just very, very curious. Okay, speaking of problematic YouTubers, now moving on to Anna Campbell. She recently posted and then deleted some TikToks claiming that she is coming out with yet another video trying to clear her name as well as involving legal counsel. If you don't know anything about the Anna Campbell situation, it's a long one and we have made a very extensive video similar to this one on this channel, so make sure to check that out if you're interested.
I want to make this super quick. You may have seen that I deleted my most recent TikTok where I say for the first time that I've officially taken legal action against the false claims against me, such as repetitive and a lot more. But I just want to make it clear that the reason why I deleted that is because I just got off the phone with my attorney and he said that he basically gave me the okay to make a YouTube video about it tomorrow, talking much more in depth, because there's a lot of misunderstandings on Twitter and it turns out I have the right to clear them up. So also there's you know what, I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm just gonna make this TikTok to say that that's why I deleted that TikTok, because at first I didn't want to make it super public because I thought that I couldn't, but I just got the okay from my own attorney that I can talk about certain things, just about what's going on, you know, just a lot of different things. So stay tuned for tomorrow's YouTube video if you want to know the truth about what's going on, because they don't have any legal teams that I've heard from. I haven't gotten anything in the mail. I haven't gotten any phone calls. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Oh, and turns out they haven't filed anything against me as of yet. So I don't know what they're talking about. But in my video tomorrow, you'll find out exactly what's going on my end.
There is so much evidence against her. She just needs to literally stop. I seriously don't know how she thinks she's in the right here. After all of that, let's end things with a cute palette cleanser because we all could use that right now. And that was it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I post new videos every single day. Also, don't forget to follow our new hot tea account on Twitter and DM us if you have any tea that I haven't covered yet. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.